y'all? It's your guy, eBay Fight Predictions in the building. And this is your UFC Fight Night. Cory Sandhagen versus Rob Font at UFC Nashville. Full card predictions and breakdown. I like this card. I love this card. I love the main event. You guys know I fuck with Rob Font heavy, and I'm also starting to mess with Cory Sandhagen a little bit. A little bit. Still hippie boy, but I rock with Cory Sandhagen right now, after we did to that guy Cheeto, man. He got rid of that cat, so, nothing but respect to him. But a phenomenal main event and really, really good card. And also, this will be the first fight night I'm streaming of this year. I will be streaming this one. I also will be streaming the Luque Dos Anjos one. So those are, confirmed now. I'm letting you guys know that now. Promises are promises, and I keep them. So make sure to stream those cards. But I like the card, man. It's really good, top to bottom. A lot of good fights. Not a bad card for UFC Nashville. But before we talk about anything, go subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like the video, y'all. Like the fucking video. Okay, like the video. It helps whatever, it helps me. Just like the fucking video. Like, comment, and share. Obviously, comment, tell me what you're thinking, how you feeling. If you disagree, if you agree, or whatever. And yeah, also follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter and my TikTok. All those links will be below in the description box. Can't talk for y'all. Sorry, y'all. Today is just not my day. I cannot talk, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, let's get to it, man. The curtain jerker of the night, Ode Osbourne versus Asu Almabaev. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably saying that wrong. Good fight. Asu is decent cat. Good wrestling. Well-rounded fighter. Typical Kyrgyzstani fighter. 29 years old, height of 5'5". His reach is not applicable, so I guess they're not putting it there. But whatever. Ode Osbourne's a pretty long fighter. Ode Osbourne is a weird one. I think he will have these really good performances against, I don't want to say lower level flyweights, right? But he might, knock out a good flyweight, or not, I won't say a good flyweight. He might knock out a decent flyweight, and then he gets that jump up to the rankings, and he fails every time. It seems like he can beat the bottom feeders of the division, but when he has to fight the top 15 guys, he gets set back down. I mean, he's lost to Kelleher, he's lost to Tyson Nam. Who else has he lost? Manal Kopp, I remember that. So obviously the Kopp fight, Kopp is a good fighter. We've seen that now. No shame in losing to him. But I mean, the Nam loss was fucking brutal. Got knocked out really bad. Yeah, so it's a weird situation. Obviously, you have to assume Ode does have the UFC experience, because he does. But and you do have to respect that to a certain degree. But I mean, you look at the talent that always comes with the wrestling pedigree, just the striking, just being well-rounded. I just think this is a tough fight, and we haven't really seen Ode Osbourne really fight. Recently, a grappler, the last grappler he kind of fought was Kelleher, and I wouldn't call Kelleher a grappler. I'd call him more of a well-rounded, balanced fighter, and Kelleher submitted him. So it's one of those weird things. I'm gonna take Asu by second round submission. I think he gets him down in the second round and submits him via rear naked choke. It should be a good fight, but yeah, I think Ode's gonna lose this one. And he's also coming off a win, so he's been doing this recently where he'll win one, he'll lose one, kind of like that kind of thing. And I think it's time for him to lose one, so that's also a little bit of logic going into that pick too. Next fight, Jake Hadley versus Cody Durden. I love this fight. There's going to be a lot of trash talk. These guys are going to go back at it. Cody Durden's on a 3-fight win streak, which is nuts. JP Buys, Carlos Mota, and then obviously Charles Johnson. So good for him there. Obviously tough wrestler. He goes out there. He's gritty. I mean, the guy went to a draw with Chris Gutierrez, so there is some level to him. I mean, beating him, it does mean something. He's kind of becoming almost a gatekeeper to the rankings, or a gatekeeper for these prospects to see if they're legit or not. Obviously, he was that for Muhammad Makayev. Let's see if he's that for Jake Hadley. I've been super impressed with Hadley. his last 2 fights were really good. I mean, what he did to Malcolm Gordon and then Carlos Candelero. I don't know if I'm saying that guy's name right, but whatever. Carlos, right? He looked really good. He fought Alan Nascimento, and I think Nascimento is one of the dark horses of that 125 division. I think he is fucking uber legit, and he's going to be a problem in that division. So Hadley losing to him is no shame there. I think Hadley, obviously, he's more grappling based. That's his game. I think they could cancel out and they could just be on the feet. And I think Hadley beats him also on the feet. I think Hadley beats him everywhere. I think he has the grappling edge and he has the striking edge here. Should be a good fight. Should be a good tussle. But I got Hadley by decision. Durden's a tough guy. I think he's learned from those mistakes against Muhammad. I don't think he's going to get caught via submission again. But should be a good fight, though, while it lasts. Next fight, Jeremiah Wells versus Carlston Harris. The return of Carlston Harris. I think so, right? Oh, no. He fought Jared Gooden. My bad. I'm fucking up. He did beat Jared Gooden a while back, 3 months ago. But yeah, man. I don't know. This is a tough one to kind of pick. I mean, Jeremiah Wells, I thought he was going to meet his maker against Matthew Sellensberger. And, you know, I still think Jeremiah Wells he's a weird one. He's actually good on the ground. I would say he's a better ground fighter than anything. His jiu-jitsu is pretty good. I will give him that. He's 36 years old, right? So he's not the youngest guy in the world. So is Carlston Harris. I think Carlston just fought a future champion, Shavkat Rakhmonov, and besides that, he has fought nothing but really good guys, and he's beating them, right? I think Impa's good. I won't say Impa's. I won't say they're good guys. Decent guys. I think Christian Aguilera is a decent fighter. I think Impa's a decent fighter. And I think Jared Gruden's a decent fighter, and he's beating these guys. Obviously, Jeremiah Wells, Matthew Sellensberger win was big for him. Court McGee KO is somewhat big for him. The Blood Diamond thing doesn't matter. And the Warley Alves fight was pretty big for him. So some good wins there. Obviously, Jeremiah Wells was the more explosive athlete, but I just, on a technical level, you guys know me, I'm always going to pick the more technical fighter to win the fight, just based on how I prefer a more technical guy. I like the more technical guy. That's just how I enjoy watching MMA. So I'm always going to pick that guy. I got Carlston Harris here. I'm going to say by 3rd round TKO. I think Jeremiah Wells is... I think he's a finish-based fighter, and I think that gas tank will weigh on him. The way he fights, how big he is, eventually that lactic acid is going to come through the muscle. He's going to get tired, and I think Carlston Harris is going to break him down. So, you never know. I could be wrong here, but I'm taking Carlston Harris to get the victory. I prefer him. I prefer his style. I think he's a better fighter. He's the longer fighter here. He needs to use that jab. He needs to keep Jeremiah Wells at his bay of his jab, and also don't be scared to grapple this guy, clinch this guy up, knees to the body, break him down, and I think he could really win this fight. Front kicks to the body is going to be super important here. But Jeremiah Wells, Philly Cat, he's going down. He's made it this far. Respect him, but he's going down. He is going down. So yeah. Next fight, really great fight. Raoni Barcelos versus Kyler Phillips. I was scared for a second they were going to kick this kid out, Kyler Phillips, out of the UFC. But when I heard that he came back, I was really happy for him. Raoni Barcelos, I think he's a live dog here, man. I really do. I've seen Kyler Phillips lose. I've seen this kid lose. And I saw what Paiva could do to him. I think Kyler Phillips has the potential in the world to be really high level. I really do. But you give him a good grappler that can take him down at will, he has problems. If he doesn't slow down and he's not offensive with his grappling, he's usually, I don't know how else to say this. I wouldn't say he gives the fights, but he can gas out basically. If he's not offensively grappling, in my humble opinion, he's not doing his thing. I think his grappling is also his A side to his game. His striking is great. Don't get it twisted. He's super fast. He's fucking really good on the feet, but when he can grapple as well, that's his bread and butter. That's what makes him really, really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's adding different, you know, problems to solve for his opponents, right? Because not only do you have to worry about the kid striking, you also have to worry about his grappling, and that's what he did to Song Yadong. I still think about it was 2 years ago. You can say whatever about it, but I think about the performance he put on Song, and my God, he outclassed him, right? He really, really did. Obviously Song has gotten better since then, and he's won some fights since then, but and Kyle Phillips' kind of career since that fight is kind of like, you know, plateaued. He had the Paiva fight, and then obviously he had the performance against Rojo, which was good. He got the triangle armbar. And Ronnie Barcelos is another interesting one, a guy that had a lot of hype after he beat Khalid Taha. Had a really close fight with Timur Valiev, and then he lost to Victor Henry, lost a lot of his hype. He got a win over Trevin Jones and got completely smoked by Umar Nurmagomedov. The guy does have wins over Chris Gutierrez and Said Nurmagomedov. He's a good wrestler, good striker. He kind of mimics Jose Aldo, but really his bread and butter is his wrestling. And we've seen guys that can take down Kyle Phillips and slow down the fight have success. We've seen it. So I think Barcelos has a real good chance of winning this fight. But also, I'm kind of scared about his chin. He did get smoked really bad against Umar. That was a really bad KO. He's 36 years old. He's on the older side. I don't think he's as good as he used to be. I think Ronnie Barcelos maybe 3 years ago will probably wash Kyle Phillips, but yeah, I'm gonna be taking Kyle Phillips here. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the return of Ronnie Barcelos, but I got Kyle Phillips actually by, I'd say, second round TKO. I think he gets him out of there. I think he sets him up with body kicks, and then I think he catches him with a head kick. I really do. That's my prediction. Second round head kick TKO. Next fight, Billy Quarantillo versus Damon Jackson. This one is tough, bro. This one's actually kind of tougher. Both guys are interesting. Damon Jackson has only lost to one certain kind of fighter. Guys like Dan Ige and I think Ilya Topuria. I think those are the only two guys he's actually really lost to. Heavy hitters that walk people down with good wrestling. Billy Quarantillo is neither of that, but Billy is tough as nails. So this is going to be a really good fight. And Billy's coming off a really bad KO 3 months ago, so I don't know what he's doing there. But obviously, Damon Jackson got knocked out as well 6 months ago, so that's also something to think about. But Billy's a tough guy. If he can come back to the shape he was for the Hernandez fight, I think he kind of wins this fight. I think he's the better wrestler out of the two. I would say he's the better boxer out of the two. It's a tough fight to score. But Damon Jackson, that guy is constantly proving me wrong in certain fights. And I'm just like, you know, Ige got it done. And I was right about that. But when you look at some of these other guys he's beaten, right? Kamala Kirk, right? Pat Sabatini, which was fucking nuts. Daniel Argueta. I was in shock. You know, a lot, and I'm really high on Pat Sabatini. And Daniel Argueta. Obviously, Argueta's a smaller guy, but still, these guys are tough-nosed guys that can wrestle. They're not as tough and durable as Billy Quarantillo, but that's just something. I've seen Billy lose to Gavin Tucker. Sorry for the noise. I remember that fight. I remember how it went. I'm gonna go with the dog here. I just don't. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna go with the dog. I'm gonna be picking Damon Jackson. Billy can go out there and just completely outclass him, but both guys are the same age. Damon's a little longer. I just think if this fight goes deep and this goes to decision, you just kind of never know where this fight can go. I think it's super competitive. I think Billy, he clears him when it comes to the athleticism of the game, the wrestling, and obviously the striking. But and I say that, right, he beats him in every area. But Damon Jackson, he's a weird one. He just knows how to win. You know, it's hard to describe. He knows how to win in certain moments of the game. He knows what to do. He has good grappling. He has good striking. He knows with certain guys of his level, he knows how to stay safe, and he knows how to use his jab. And he's very He has a really good team behind him for this. I mean, that's also another thing to think about. I would say he has the coaching edge here. He just knows how to win these fights, and he knows how to make them close, and he knows how to win moments of fights in particular. And I could see him really winning this fight. He's the longer guy, and I think if they get really tough in grappling situations, he could throw up some submissions. And if Billy's not smart, and Billy gets hit a lot, that's also another thing, is Billy's the more athletic striker and the more athletic wrestler, but he does get hit, and he isn't the greatest, like, top time kind of guy. He isn't the greatest minute winner, I would say. In the fight game, I could see this fight being really close, and I could see Damon Jackson maybe winning a potential robbery decision. You never know. He knows how to win fights. Or a clear decision that goes his favor, 29-28, but I'm going with Damon Jackson, man. I'm rocking with Damon Jackson here over Billy Quarantillo. Could be wrong, could eat crow, but yeah. Next fight, Ignacio Bahamondes versus Ľudovít Klein. This is an interesting one. I could see Klein going out here and smoking him. I could, but Klein hasn't been that guy since the Shane Young fight. I thought he was the man, but he's on a 2-fight kind of like, well, 3-fight. Oh no, he's actually on a 2-fight win streak. The last fight was a draw. Devontae Smith and Mason Jones. The Mason Jones fight was actually really big for him. I'll give him that. It was a really good win for him. And then he went to a draw with Jai Herbert. I think the issue with Ľudovít Klein going into this matchup is the length. Obviously, we saw it when he fought Mike Trezone. That length gave him some issues, and I think Ignacio Bahamondes is also going to give him those issues. I'm not the biggest fan of Bahamondes. I do think he's a little overrated, but I mean, he's on 3-fight win streak. Roosevelt Roberts, Zhu Rong, and then obviously Trey Ogden. Last loss was John Medeski, which isn't the greatest thing in the world, but Ľudovít Klein, he's just disappointed me too many times for me to go out there and be like, hey, fucking team Ľudovít Klein, let's fucking go. You know, so the Nate Landwehr fight, that sticks in my head. I still haven't forgot about that. That was AIDS. So yeah, I'm gonna take Bahamondes by decision. I think the length of him is gonna give Klein problems. So yeah, I got him by decision. Next fight, Tanner Boser versus Aleksa Camur. The return of Camur. When was the last time this kid's fought? It's 2 years ago. Nikolai Negamoranu taught him respect. This is a big win fight for Tanner Boser. He needs to win this fight. I think Camur can probably take another loss. I actually got Camur losing by TKO. I think Tanner Boser is going to knock him out. Tanner really needs to win this fight. Aleksa Camur has not impressed me since his Contender Series fight where he beat Fabio Charant, and then obviously his Justin Ledet fight was somewhat impressive, but losing to William Knight, losing to Nikolai Nemoran, that pissed me off. But he's taken a long time off, so you never know. The guy could come back new and improve. Aleksa Camur 2.0. He does work with Mr. Stipe Muchacho, I think in Cleveland over there, strong style MMA. So yeah, but I don't know, man. Tanner needs to win this fight. 32 years old, fighting out of Canada. He's the longer guy. He's the taller guy. 6'2" and a 75.5-inch reach. I also do think him going down to light heavyweight might have been a mistake. He lost his speed because that was one of his biggest advantages, was his speed over a lot of these guys in the striking department, but they would just take him down at will and kind of control him. I don't see Camur doing that, and I don't think Camur has the knockout power to go out there and smoke him. So he could. Tanner Boser just lost to Ian Cutelaba. Ian is a fringe top 15 light heavyweight sometimes, so no shame in that. And Rogerio Nascimento kind of outworked him, outbullied him a little bit. Last one was against OSP. It was 2 years ago, and then lost to Lir Latifi. Close fight, could have went to him. And then also lost to Andre Arlovsky. That was a close fight. So yeah, Tanner needs to win this. It's a big fight for him. He loses this, he probably could get cut. So yeah, I'm rocking with Tanner Boser via TKO in the second round. Actually, I'll say first round. Say first, because I'm saying second round all the time. So we're going first round. Great fight here. Next one, Gavin Tucker versus Diego Lopes. I love this fight. Gavin Tucker has not fought in a very long time. It's been 2 years and 4 months since Danny smoked him. But before that, he was on a really crazy win streak over some good guys in Billy Quarantillo, Justin James, not really that good of a guy, forget him, but Singleton Choi submitted him to Gavin Tucker. I thought he was on his way to getting ranked, and Danny smoked him, and he hasn't fought since. I think, and he's 37 years old, fighting at 145, which isn't the best look in the world for him. He will have a big reach disadvantage, 66-inch reach compared to Lopes, 72-inch reach. Lopes overperformed, I feel like, against Boser Evloev. He looked phenomenal. I was in shock how well he looked in that fight. He had a lot of good moments in there, and he gave a good account of himself. I think Gavin Tucker 2 years ago, the guy that fought Billy Quarantillo, would have beat Diego Lopes. He would have been the better wrestler, the better striker. The way he mixed in the wrestling and the striking in that fight was fucking phenomenal. I just was like amazed. I think Diego Lopes hasn't beat here based on youth, athleticism, and just momentum right now. Obviously, he's coming off a loss, but it was really a big win for him, honestly. And a lot of people know his name now. And, he fucking killed a lot of Boser Evloev's hype. So yeah, I'm rocking with Diego Lopes, probably by TKO, actually, in this third round. I'll take Diego Lopes by decision. I could see a finish here. But Gavin, he did take a lot of time to rest that chin, so that chin might be well rested going into this fight. So I'll take Lopes by decision here, but this is gonna be a good scrap. Next fight, Dustin Jacoby versus the GOAT, Kennedy and Nzechukwu. Oh my god, my dog Kennedy. Fucking Kennedy is the goddamn GOAT, bro. I don't give a fuck what no one says. I am picking Kennedy by fucking submission in the first round. What he did to Devin Clark is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life, bro. That was epic, bro. Dustin Jacoby, obviously coming off losses to Amzat Amerikanov and Khalil Rountree. The Khalil Rountree fight was a complete robbery. He should have won that fight, but the Amzat fight was really good. He lost. Amzat looked amazing. Outboxed him, outworked him. Do I think Jacoby can go out there and smoke him? Yeah, I do think it's possible. But Kennedy's really good at getting this fight to the clinch. And if he can get this fight to the clinch, he can outwork him. Kennedy's the longer fighter. And I think Kennedy's hitting his stride. I think he's hitting his prime. I think Jacoby's getting older. He's a good kickboxer. He should have the striking edge here based on just kickboxing credentials. But I think his time has come and passed. Obviously, he does have that win over Jung, and Jung obviously did smoke Kennedy, so that did happen. But besides that, though, I think Kennedy has this guy kind of cleared. I mean, he has the length, he has the size, he has the athleticism, he has the youth, and I think he has the grappling edge here. I really do. I think if he can get this fight to the ground, I think he wins this fight. So yeah, I'm taking him by first round submission. I am a Kennedy fan, bro. Kennedy has won me over, big dog. He really has. And you look at what he did to Ian Cutelaba. There's levels, bro. There's levels. And you saw Ian Cutelaba's fight with Justin Jacoby. You know what I'm saying? So I'm rocking with Kennedy here, man. But it should be a good one. Next fight at 115 pounds. Tatiana Suarez versus Jéssica Andrade. Wow. I think some of y'all must have forgot. Some of y'all must have forgot. Y'all see me with the colors, man. With the Brazilian colors. So I think y'all know what I'm going to be rocking with. I'm rocking with Jéssica Andrade over Tatiana Suarez. Do I think Tatiana Suarez has the potential to be one of the better fighters in this division? Of course I do. She's a great fighter. But I think some of y'all must have forgot. I think y'all forgot Jéssica Andrade also is a good wrestler. I know she got dominated by Erin Blanchfield, but that was at 125 pounds. And I know she got caught by Zhang Yan, but that girl's a future champion. So no shame there. And I'm not saying Tatiana isn't, but when you talk about their styles, and yeah, I know Andrade is coming off 2 losses and it's really easy to judge her, but Tatiana Suarez had 1 fight against Montana Del Rosa and hadn't fought in 4 years. I know she has a win over Carla Esparza and Nina Nunez, some good wins, and Aleksa Grasso, so she has some legitimate wins. But This is Jéssica Andrade, former champ Jéssica Andrade. She's a girl that fucking power drived Rose Namajunas. This girl has power in her hands. Do not disrespect this girl. I think she will bring the fight to Tatiana Suarez. I don't think Tatiana Suarez has ever tasted her own blood yet, and does not know what it means to really be in a fight. Jéssica Andrade always brings the fight, and if this fight gets anywhere deep into those deep third rounds, and this fight gets bloody, gets a little dirty, I don't know if Tatiana can survive. I don't know if she can really overcome adversity. And that's kind of what I'm picking. Obviously, I'm rocking with Jéssica Andrade. I think the odds are super disrespectful to Andrade, and I'm taking Andrade by third round TKO. I think she breaks her down. I think she defends the takedowns. And do I think Tatiana go out there and take her down? Yeah, we saw Valentina do it. It's not impossible to take down Andrade, but what I'm saying is if Andrade can get some takedown defense going on, can get a rhythm going on, and work her way through this fight, I think she can make this super interesting. And she hits hard. Don't forget, the girl has knockout power, so she starts hitting Tatiana, and Tatiana doesn't like it. I don't know how she responds, just saying. So I'm rocking with Jéssica Andrade here. I could be wrong, I could eat crow, but that's my pick. And in the main event, I do have a breakdown on this. Cory Sandhagen versus my guy Rob Font. There's everything in me that wants to pick Rob Font. You guys don't understand. There's every part of me that wants to be Robbie motherfucking Font. Let's go. Let's get this motherfucker. Let's end Hippie Boy. But I think Cory Sandhagen is not Hippie Boy no more. I think Cory Sandhagen is the true #1 contender. After the Cheeto Vera fight, I just can't hate on the guy no more. I think he's him. I love Rob Font. I told y'all he was gonna beat fucking Yanez. I will never forgive you guys for that fucking Yanez hype. But it is what it is. But I just think Cory beats him. I will be the happiest man on the planet if Rob Font beats Cory Sandhagen. It will be fucking poetic justice. And Rob Font should not fight a single soul after that. He should fight for the title. I don't care. But yeah, man, I got Cory beating him, sadly. I think Rob is just... 2 years ago, I think Rob would have beat him. I would have told you guys that. I would have picked Rob Font 2 years ago, I swear to God. But I think, obviously, this being somewhat short notice for Rob, you know, I think Cory just hitting his stride, getting better, wrestling is getting better, just being more of a well-rounded fighter. I just think there's more avenues for him to win this fight than Rob. I just think he beats him, he clears him. He has better momentum. I know Rob's coming off a really great KO, but don't forget, Cheeto Vera destroyed his face, and Jose Aldo beat him up bad. Those you can't forget about. So yeah, I think this fight kind of goes to Sandhagen's direction. I think Sandhagen is the more durable fighter. I just think he beats Rob in a lot of areas right now. So I'm picking Cory. But go check out the breakdown I did. I go more in depth. So yeah, it's coming out on Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Those are all my picks, y'all. All my picks. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. I love y'all and goodbye.